Okay, let's double check the sound here. Let's just make sure. And the sound is good. There we go. Sound is good. Okay, so I need XY joiner. I've got the left and the right. Some ball bearings. 4, 8 ball bearing, 12 mini precision shim. Okay, this is where I think I get into the new parts. Let's see what we need. This is going to be a little different because this is the modified 695ZZs. This is the 695ZZs. These are the new bearings. And 695ZZ. Oh, then we got lots of them. 695ZZ ball bearing. Oh, I see. These are shouldered and these are not shouldered. Oh, one's an F for flange. Ah. Hey, poor boy. One's an F for flanged. I got to remember the F is important when you're talking ball bearings. Flanged. 12 mini precision shims. Did they give me my shims or am I reusing shims? Let's see. These are flanged 688ZZ. And I am going to assume that I'm using, let's see, shims. Precision shim, and there is 1, 2, 3, 5 of them in here. And it wants 12, so that's probably not the right ones. Hey, Miles, going good. Just a quick stream today. We're going out this afternoon, and hey, Matt, and we're going to do a movie this afternoon and some shopping at Costco. So I thought I'd pop on here just for an hour while I'm reassembling and assembling the RatRig. But I need to find some shims. I would have taken probably in here are where all my shims are. Yeah, there they all are. All my shims are in here. Good. Hey, Shadell. So we've got the parts printed. If you were on last night, you'll know that I printed these on the bamboo, but it was way too cold down here, and the parts were awful. So we reprinted them on the 2.4 overnight on the Voron 2.4, and these ones came out perfectly flat and much nicer looking parts. So yeah, so these parts turned out just gorgeous. Here, you might see them better on this camera here. There we go. That's better lighting there. So these, I don't know what that little glitch at the bottom is there. I get little glitches sometimes where the holes are. You can see where it lines up with the beginning of the hole. But these printed out beautifully. That's on the 2.4 over there. So yeah, so these parts printed great. There's our X-axis. Costco's your favorite place? Yeah. Hey, Miles. Yeah, we're going to Costco to pick up a screen door insert for the back door for this summer so that we can leave the back door open and get some, nice cool air coming in the house without having to worry about all the flies that come in and the bobcats that come in. So yeah. So we have our shims, 8x6 millimeter, 6 millimeter aluminum spacers, and those are going to be in here as well. So this is where we start combining old parts with new parts. And this is going to use about half of, because these blocks that I'm using here are the modified blocks from is it Vector 3D? No. Anyways, these are the modified blocks that only use half the spacers, because if you look at the instructions on here, you'll see that you'll see the gap over here where the spacers and shims and everything go in, and then you have the belt loop in there and that. But if you look at this piece, let me give you sort of the same view of this piece here. If you look at this piece, you'll see that the belt slot there is like much smaller. There's where the extrusion goes in, where my finger is, and then the other side is where the pulleys are going to go. So we're only going to use half the spacers up, so we don't need to stack as many things in there. So this is the this is one of the modifications that I'm straying from on the rebuild. So that's what we're going to do there. So we have our spacers, and then we're also going to need M5 by 55 cap head screws. So let me make sure I have those. M5 by 55. I have M5 by 45s. Where's my M5? There should be some 55s. I hope that's, unless that's a part that came with it. I don't think so. Because it should have come with all the necessary parts, or these might be 55s. When I measured these, I tend to just measure them quickly, but let's just get our little measurement guide out here. And oh yeah, that's definitely a 55. Yeah, so I don't know why I put 45. It's definitely a 55, these ones. I mislabeled my bag. I probably just punched the wrong number, but these are the right cap screws here. So we're reusing these. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 of these here. Are these all the same length? Maybe that's what I didn't do. So we have 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, okay. There's 2 that are shorter. 4. Okay, so these are the 455 millimeters. These are the 45s. Let's see. Are these 45s? Yeah, these are definitely the 45s. Okay, so the bag was labeled right. I just had my 55s in there as well. Okay, these are handy tools to have if you're building. Print yourself one of these measuring devices for your bolts and screws and such. So, okay. Misplaced my mouse. So we got all our parts that we need for the most part. So we're going to assemble M55 cap head screw. Okay, here's where I've got so we're going to do left first. Okay, so we're going to do the left part first. So let me go ahead and switch. I think I've got a quad view. There, this isn't a bad view right here, where we're going to, oh, I don't know why that bottom camera view's there. Let me get rid of that. Bear with me 1 second, folks. I don't need that camera on there right now. Let's move that down. That's better. No, that's not better. Oh, I see. I just want to get rid of that camera altogether. So let's just move it out of the way. And we'll just move this one just kind of over like that. That's okay. I just want you to be able to see the instructions and see the build going on. So, hey, happy Good Friday to you, Low Sync. Okay, so we're going to take the left one. We're going to orient it. So this is going to be just different because we're doing totally different than the instructions are saying. So, because my left one, if you see, is oriented, so we only have half the space in there. So, okay, so we're this way. We're putting this bolt down through here. Do I have to? I may have to drill these holes out a little bit. Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, the tolerances are really tight. So let me just grab my drill bits. I've actually got myself a hand drill coming in because some of these things you don't require an electric drill. So some of them you can just do by hand. But let me just ream this hole out a little bit. Okay. What size are we here? That's a 5 millimeter. And that's the size I need. I'm going to go grab my drill. Oh, my drill's right here. Somehow I thought I'd need it. And I remember when I did the original RatRig build, you had to drill out, clean out some of the holes a little bit too, even on the parts that they supplied. So we're going to just clean these holes out a bit. Pretty easy to do. And I may as well just do them all while I've got the drill out for the parts. Oops. I prefer this. That way, even that way you you know you got your exact hole size, and that way if your tolerances are too loose on your print when you print them, your bolts are going to ride in there too loose. Now, which side did I do? I got to get this top one now. There we go. So I'll just double check all these. And, oh man, they're still snug. Maybe I need to be, oh, there we are. I think I just missed this one. Obviously. There we go. And they're nice and snug. They're not too loose now, and they're not too tight. You don't want them too loose. Take your finger out of the other end so you don't drill through your finger. So let's just go ahead and drill this one out as well. Barking dog. And I'm sorry if this drill is loud. Well, sorry, not sorry, but you know. As a Canadian, I have to apologize for all of the inconveniences I may cause. Okay, and then we'll just do the tops. Let's clean the bit off here. Oh, okay. Get out of my way there. Mail, I know you got mail. I know I got email. There we go. 4 more holes. 1, 2, oh, 3 more holes. 3. That should be good. Okay. Let's get this left one out we were working on. Okay. Okay, now we have this going down this way. You're going in here, but you are going to get now. So this is where I need to kind of alter the reality of it all. So instead of all those spacers, we don't need all those spacers. Whoa. So we're going to need 2 of the flange bearings and 1 of the flat bearings in the middle, and we're going to need the, so let's get 2 flange bearings out. So these are the new bearings that came with the upgrade kit. We're not using the old bearings. And 1 of the flat bearings. So we have 2 flanges with a flat bearing in between, and this is to accommodate the 9mm belts. And then we need, we're going to need shims. So we will reuse the old shims, because a shim is a shim. So there's 2 shims. So we should, I think that's it. So this is going to eliminate the need for all those extra spacers. That's going to be cool. Okay, so. Okay, so let's, now the tricky part here is, here, let me zoom in so you guys can feel my pain. Wrong one, wrong button. There it is right there. Okay, so we'll put a shim on here. A flanged bearing. Oops, let's just, first of all, let's get this through the hole. Make sure that we can get this bolt right through. There we go. Okay, now we'll try again. Who's messaging me? Let's see. There we go. Okay, so we go the shim. Oh, drop the shim. Already, I'm dropping stuff already. Okay, well, I don't know where that went. But fortunately, I have lots of shims, and it looks like they sent me spare ones. So we have the shim, flange bearing. Okay. I wonder if I need to, nah, I think I'm going to make this work. Then we have the standard bearing. My big hands don't help. Maybe if I do this, here we go. Okay. I got to turn this heater down. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then we got the flange bearing on top of that one. Ooh, I wonder if maybe I didn't need the spacers, the shims. Yeah, I do. So there's the flange bearing on that one. Oh, and I do need to put, yeah, so they've eliminated the spacers altogether. Now I just have to, in the top of this, sneak in one more shim. This is where the tricky part comes, because there's not a lot of, I'm going to get that shim in place. This is where it becomes very patience testing. Okay, so we got that. Now I got to slide that shim into place. Where's my little knife here? This might help if I just get the blade in here. And come on, shim, cooperate. There we go. Just took a little bit of patience, but it's in. So there's our perfect. So if I complete this, that's pretty tight. Let me just grab, I think it's the pink one. Nope. Yellow, 4mm. I should just be able to finish screwing that right in there like so. There we go. There we go. I just had to kind of, there's probably some leftovers in the holes, but there we go. So we have this bearing. This is one of the belt paths now, and now what that does is that eliminates the need for all those spacers that would have been up in here to fill in that gap. So yeah, that's perfect. So that's sort of, that's great. So I can use those spacers for something else. Okay, now let's come back to this one and let's scroll down and see what we're doing next. Part 2. Okay, so we're going to turn it over and we're going to do the same on the opposite side. Whoa, slippery. Not slippery, but you know, bearingy. I think this needs to screw in a bit more because, oh man, dropping my tools. I complained about it being too cold here. I put a heater in last night. Now I'm too hot. That's a good problem to have. I think this can go in a little bit further. There we go. Okay. So we have that one in. Now we're going to do the other side. Okay. So we'll do the other side. Basically the same thing we just did, except again, we're going to eliminate the need. So if you look there, there's the picture here. We're going to eliminate the need for these two spacers right here. So we're going to actually lose a spacer, two spacers and a shim. So all we're going to put in is these 5 pieces right here. 2 shims, 2 flange bearings, and a regular bearing. I just want to make sure that the screw's going to go in good, which it is. There we go. So we'll do that again. So we'll grab our shims out of here. Come on. 2 shims, 2 flange bearings. It's unusual for me to stream on a Friday, I know, but I got the day off and I got some time to kill. And a regular bearing. So now should be able to put in, oh, shim first, shim first. Shim, it's a funny word, shim, shim, shim. Rise that up a bit. Then we have a regular bearing. Oh, that's a flange bearing, regular bearing. Get in there. My hands are so big. And there we go. Let's slide this up a little bit. And then we will get our flange bearing on there. There we go. And now we're going to work that shim in again like we did the last one. Okay, blade of this knife seemed to be good for getting that shim in. Whoops, this way. Let's see. Oh, that went in. That was almost too easy. Okay, and then we'll just move this on down. There we go. There we go. So we have both sides in. We have our top and our bottom. Cool. For our belt loops. Yay. So now I believe we just got to rinse and repeat for the right. Yeah. So same thing there. Let's see, same thing there. Here we're going to eliminate the spacers and the shim. And the same thing on the other side here, eliminating spacers and the shim. So for the finished off piece, that's what we have. We just don't have the bottom one. So that saves a lot of hardware and a lot of fiddling. So that's good. Okay. So we'll just go like this. We'll just do the right side now. So let me get 4 shims out of here. 8 people with nothing better to do on a holiday Friday. Although, is it a holiday? Yeah, it's Good Friday everywhere. I think North America, isn't it? Oh, there goes the barking dog. There's 4 spacers, shims. And we'll need 4 flange bearings. Hey, Ronnie Wellams. Hello. You don't like computers. 4 flanges. And I should get a white mat instead. The white mat might show up a bit better on camera. And 2 regular bearings. There we go. So get our shim on here. So I don't feel so bad about that shim I dropped now because we're eliminating the need for 4 shims on this. And we'll get the flange bearing the right way around. Okay. And we'll get the regular bearing in here. There we go. And the flange bearing. Let's pull that back a little bit. There we go. And we will work our shim in again. Right about, whoops, slip-diddy-doo-dah. About there. See if that works. Almost. Almost. Got it. Holland. Whoa, wow. Nice, nice, Ronnie. Welcome to my stream. I don't know, have you been on here before? Appreciate you coming in. Okay, there's the one set done. And one more side. Let's see, is that... That's pretty tight, but I don't mind that. Okay. Okay, so shim. And a flange. God, between all these printers, doing bearing stacks is kind of become second nature now. Okay, and next flange. And last but least, last shim. Gotta work that shim in there. Oh, come on, get in there. Oh, I must have the bolt up a bit high. Okay, get out, we'll start again. Oh, that's better. Yeah, my bolt was sticking up a bit. And we'll get that approximately there, and there we go. That shim's in place. We'll get this threaded through. And it's not like it's threading, it's just going through, but it's just tight tolerance. So there we go. So there's our other one built, top and bottom. Very cool. Hey, non-fam. Do I use Asan for this? Asan. I'm not sure what that means. Asan. I don't know what you mean there. Okay, our right and our left. Done. So if we go back to the... So we've done that, and these are what our finished pieces look like, of course, minus... oh, sorry. I think it's the next one that we're looking at. There we go. So there's what the finished piece looks like. Of course, minus the extra spacers. Okay, then we come down and we're going to prepare the x-axis parts. And we need, let's see. Okay, so we've got the extrusion right here. Our linear rail is over here. Let me just go grab the linear rail. I believe I've already lubricated this up. Maybe I didn't. I might not have lubricated it, so let's just go ahead and, since I took it off, let's go ahead and give it a squeeze of lube and give it a squeeze of lube. There we go. This should be good. Okay. Super smooth. Beautiful parts. Thank you, poor boy. They printed nice. I mean, those are done on the Voron. Yes. Voron printing RatRig parts. Look at that. Doop. Even the bridging in there is beautiful. And they're super flat. Okay. Okay, so we've got the rail, 8 M38 cap head screws. 8 M38 cap heads. And 2020 drop-in T-nuts. Well, I've already got the hardware right here. The hardware, when I took this off, where did I put the rail screws for this one? Those are going to come into play. Is it this one? No. We've already got... Where did I put the bag? Oh, where? Lose my head if it wasn't attached, I swear. Oh, I think I see them. Right here. There's my, there's the hardware for this linear rail. Okay. Square T-nuts. 6 square T-nuts, which should be square, no, just square nuts. Oh, square T-nut. Where did I put them? Are they in here? No. M6 square T-nuts right here, M5 T-nuts. So these are M5s. And they want M5, oh, M5 right there. So there's our 6 M5 square T-nuts right there. Okay, right there. And M518 cap head screw. M518. I labeled everything just beautifully here. I know. I'm boring you all to death. Well, we will find that when I need it, when it comes up. I've put it somewhere here. I don't think that's one of the new pieces. The issue here is that they provided a lot of hardware with the upgrade kit, and a lot of screws, I mean, and assembly hardware, and a lot of the assembly hardware can be reused from the old one. So that's why I'm struggling finding some of this stuff. M518. Anyways, okay, well, we'll do that when we get to it. M512, we'll do that one end stop block. Do I have, I don't even know if I printed an end stop block. I think I did. I think that's what they want right here, I believe. We'll see. Okay, meantime, let's go ahead and do what they say here. Install the X gantry fasteners. So we need M510 cap head screws. That's why I needed to find the M510 cap head screws. Okay, so let's find them. M510s. M510 right here. Got them. So we're going to need all 4 of these guys out. What are we doing first? Left or right? I don't think it matters. M510 cap head screws are coming up through. This is not, hang on a second here. Something's not right here. Are these 10s? Because these are not going to fit in this new one. Okay, so obviously they've made a change, because the M510s, there's no way they're going to fit in there. So let me check the old block. Okay. Okay, so what's happened on the old block has those things sort of countersunk, so that your M510s will actually fit in here and then into those T-nuts. The new one, we're going to need to use some longer M5 screws. So they obviously, for whatever reason, when he designed this new block, he's designed it to use longer M5s. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what I have for M5s without taking away from the rest of the package. I do have some M5s in my kit, but I'm not sure what I've got. Let's just see. Okay, M514s. What do I need here? Yeah, probably. No, I'm going to need maybe longer M516s. No, well, those aren't 14s for sure. I don't have enough of those. Huh. See if these 14s might work. Oh no, these aren't 14s. Come on. Hey, Richard. Am I skipping work? It's good. It's Good Friday. Okay, these I need to get these lock washers off of these so that these might work if I can get lock washers off. I don't know what. Oh, there's one there. M514. Yeah, that should work. So that M514 should work. I don't know where these came from, but for some reason they have lock washers on them. But as long as I can get 4 of these out of here, 1, 2, 3. I disassembled something and stole all the bolts. But these lock washers seem to be kind of locked in place. Okay, that's not going to come off easily. I just need one more. There we are. There's a loose lock washer. There we go. So there we go. We can use M514s. Should work fine. It pays to have a lot of extra hardware around sometimes. Okay, then we'll use our square T-nuts. Okay. So let's, wrong part. Where's my proper part? There's my proper part. Oh, right in front of me. Ah. Okay, so we need to get a T-nut down in here, because this is what's going to hold the rail in. And there's the hole. Come on. Good. Oh yeah, that's going to work fine. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Why he's designed this part a little differently like that without the recesses here, I don't know, but hey, it worked for him, so we're going to go with it this way. I think it was Vector 3D that did these modifications on these blocks. Pretty sure it was Vector 3D. David pushed me onto these, so okay, so that's going to work. So basically, those are the T-nuts that are there that are going to lock the rails into this piece. So we got that one, and then we may as well just do the other one while we're at it. Now, the rails are a very snug fit in here. I know that for a fact. I remember that from when I did the build. So very snug fit. So let's go ahead and get this one in the hole. There we go. But that was easier than I thought it was going to be. Almost too easy. And this one. Come on, where's the hole? There we are. Okay. Oops. That one kind of went in. I have to actually there, that way. There we go. So they got to stay lined up there. Okay, so we got those ones in, those square nuts. So basically we have this here and it says loosely thread a 2020 because we're going to need it for assembly in step 5. Okay. Assembly X entry part 1. $20 square T-nuts. I guess they're just showing, yeah, where the T-nuts are going to slide in. Oh, we're going to slide a couple T-nuts in here first. Okay. And then with those T-nuts inserted, then we're going to insert it into that and boom and boom. So we have right, just make sure we get this the right way up. Let's put this linear rail aside for now. Okay, so we need a couple 2020 T-nuts. That's why there's 2 left here. Square T-nuts. And we're going to insert them into the top here. One here. And one under here. Those are to attach the top. Makes sense. Makes total sense to me. Yeah. And then we're going to take our left. And it is going to slide. Let's get down there. Actually, I'm going to pull these T-nuts out of here because I have to actually stand this up to get this in. It's a very, very, very snug fit. Okay, here we go. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Is it all the way in? I think it's all the way in. I'll tell if it's all the way in if this lines up, if this snugs. It does snug. Is that too long? Is that going to be too long? Let's see. Oh, I wonder if that's a bit too long. Shoot, because that's bottoming out. These were 14s. I may need 12s. Yeah, or put a washer in there. I think these are a bit too long. So, what are the chances I can pop these out without the T-nuts moving? Let's see. Let's do one at a time. I just got to find myself an M5. Actually, I have extra shims, so why don't I use... I'm going to have a bunch of extra shims. So if I simply put a shim in here, good, and I didn't lose my T-nut. Put a shim on here. I think the shim is going to be just enough. Good. Let's see if that works. Oh, I think, oh man, if I snug that up, is that shim still loose? Yeah, no, shoot. Shim's not going to quite work. Okay, well, maybe a shim and a washer. No, but hold on a minute. There's something is not right here. Hang on, I think I'm skipping a step. I think I'm missing a step here. Hang on. Why are you down in the bottom? What's going on here? I want this one. Let's close this window. Hang on just give me 1 second here. Okay. Okay, I see what's happening here. So this plate is going to eventually go in the bottom at this later step, which is why those parts there were recessed in so this plate could sit flat. So obviously, if I continue doing it this way, these plates that have got to go on there will not be able to sit flat. And these are the plates that are holding the gantry onto the linear rails. See, these are going to end up going on here. So I think what's going to happen here is this plate's going to go on here first, and these are going to screw through this plate, which is going to take up that gap. That's just a little bit of a design change, which is what's going on here. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Hey, Nuno. Okay, so I got to keep an eye on the time. 1 o'clock. I'm good for another half hour or so. Okay, so that's what's happening here. So I've got to take these out. Okay, and I don't need the shims now. Let's take this one out. Okay, now if I put this plate on, which is going to go on here, now if I screw through here, is that going to be long enough though? That is just going to be long enough. There we go. That's going to work. Okay. Because the other way was to do that properly, and then when those plates were to go on, yeah, they would have been in the way of those other screws. So the only difference is we have two bolts coming out here instead of being covered up, instead of having these recessed in here. So this almost makes it a little bit stronger, having it do that with these two bolts going right through and holding it all in. Okay, so I'm okay with that. So these can be snugged up then. Okay. And then that way, and then also I need to put on 2 on the ends here, since I'm at this stage anyways. We're going to need some M5 lock nuts. Okay. So we may as well just sort of do that while we're here. So let's get some M5 nylock nuts. That makes sense. See, everything has a reason and everything can be worked out. When you get into a place where you panic and go, oh my God, what do I do here? You just got to stop and think. So where's my lock nuts? M5 nylocks. I know I've got some right there. M5 nylocks. So we're going to need 4 of those out. Okay. I'm going to grab my little, love my Wera tools, love my Wera hex keys. I love my Wera ratchet set, my little Wera ratchet set. It's awesome. Pop that out. This pops down. Grab our adapter, and for the M5s, we're going to need I'm going to guess we're going to need a 7mm ratchet head. We'll pop this in, and then we have, there we go. So then we can put our M5 nylock nuts on there. On there, then we can take this stream sponsored by Wera. No, I'm kidding. Take our hex key, lock it on, and then we can, oh, not quite. Okay, so it needs an 8mm. There we go. Just like so. And our bearings are turning free as free can be. Lock this on. And we're good. So then that's going up on the linear rail. That is solid. And it looks like we got to slide our other T-nut in the end here. So this is where we want to slide in the 2 T-nuts. And now this is where I think this is where I'm going to need the those shorter M5s that I was going to use. I threw them aside. Where'd I put them? Were they M510s? I think they were the M510s. Yes. Everything has a solution. Am I married? Yes. I have a lovely wife, Maria, and a 7-year-old. We have a 7-year-old son, Ethan. So this should go through if I line this T-nut up correctly, and I think I got it. By Jove, look at that. I got it. And we'll snug that up. This is not going anywhere. Okay, now we have the other side. We're going to do the similar but the same thing. I'm just going to make sure I put it on the right side. Last thing, but I got to not lose this one T-nut here. So I'm going to just hold my thumb there. This way. Whoops. No, hang on a minute. Yeah, I want this way. And get in there. Okay, bottom one. Oh, that bottom T-nut is a little bit too far out. Okay. Oh, this is tight. There we go. We are in. It's a tight fit, which you want. You don't want any play in this. So, good tight fit. Okay. Now that we have that established, I'm going to do the same thing here with the other plate for this side. We'll carefully remove these. without disturbing the nuts. Put that on, put this back in. I think we're good. Yep. Yep, good. Perfect. And then nylocks. Oops, put the nylock on the right way, Tim. We're banking on everything being the right distance here for when we put this on the linear rails on the x-axis. So providing I have those pushed in all the way to the bottom, I should be fine. Okay, and then we need to slide our T-nut down here, grab one more of these 10 mil M5s right here. Okay, get the T-nut in here. And like that, Bob's your uncle. There we go. Now, I kind of skipped a step. And the step I skipped is putting the linear rail on, which is going on this side. And let's just do that. So I had put on, where's my snippers? Right here. I'd put on zip ties on the end holes just to protect the rail, the balls from sliding off the end. So this should fit nice and snug in here, and oh man, it just fits. I mean, it is just that is a perfect fit. There is no play there at all, which tells me that these are the right distance in. So there is zero play on that end, and there is zero play on that end. But you know what I didn't do? Silly me, I didn't put my T-nuts on the other side. Duh. And I don't have to fill every hole like I did last time. Every other hole is all we got to do. So we're going to do the end one. So we'll start at the end. And here's where I kind of hug my rails a little bit, because I love my rails. So I'm just going to hug them up a bit. I believe it's my blue wrench that I need to hold my nuts or my bolts while I twist my nuts on. There we go. So even though we go in every other hole, I find at one end there has to be two together. Just the way it works. Now, when I did the original build, I did it in every hole because I was being overly silly and cautious, and you don't need them in every hole. I think the original build, I don't know if it called for it in every hole or if I just said, heck with it. It must have called for it in every hole because it sent all the hardware and I just used all the hardware that was there. So maybe since then they've, the Linear Rail Standards Association said, nah, you only need it in every other hole. So don't twist your nuts too much. I'll try not to. Yeah, because if I twist my nuts too much, I won't be able to slide them in the gap. So you got to make sure that they stay loose enough that you can get them in the gap. And then you'll crank down on them. Things that sound nasty but aren't. This is the boring part. Fortunately, it goes rather quickly. Could have been worse. I could have cleaned my rails in front of y'all. Okay. flop this over. Imagine if it was every hole, I'd be twice as long. Twice as boring. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Guy the Jedi, hello. You got here during the highlight of the stream. Linear rail preparation. Ideally, I love the LDO kits that include that little bar that you slide in. Yeah, see, we get to the end here, and there's always, at least on the linear rails I've used, there's always two on one end, because you just don't have that even or odd number, whatever it needs to skip every one. Or you could do two together in the middle, I suppose. Doesn't matter, but whatever. Come on. And there we go. That's the boring part done. Let me put that tool back on its holder. Okay, so I have lots of spare T-nuts, hammerheads, and I have lots of spare screws. I should have enough parts left over to build another printer when I'm done. Okay, there we go. So we'll bring this guy back. We will slightly line up all of our hammerheads, and we will... Never works the first time. Come on. Oh, what did I do? Oh, no, I did not. I did not. I did not. Oh, man, I am so dumb. Oh, I am dumb. Who can guess what I did? Spring-loaded nuts would be better, yeah. Who can guess what I did? I'm not even, it's just too embarrassing. Don't even guess, because I feel like an idiot now. Okay. Da, 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 da. Oh, well, welcome to live. Don't make the same mistake I did. I just did this to show you that, you can make a mistake if you get too overconfident. I'll tell you what I did in a minute in case you guessed, but you probably already guessed there's a reason I'm taking all these hammerheads off. Lordy, let's put these away. Yeah, 30-30 T-nuts in a 2020 extrusion don't work. Where are my 2020 T-nuts? It's a package I was looking for earlier. They're here somewhere. Oh, man. Where are my 2020? Oh, there they are right there. And I even put them in a separate bag. Fortunately, oh, I bet the screws aren't even the same length. Shoot, I bet I have to replace. Yeah, the screws aren't even the same length. Okay, make sure you grab the right screws and the right T-nuts when you go to do this. Oh, well, hey, we get to do a take two. I saw the bag, and what this bag was this was the leftovers from the other rails because I went every other hole. So I assumed this was the other parts I needed. Shouldn't assume things because, yeah, it makes an ass out of me. That's all right. Only 9 people to witness that silliness, so I feel better about that. 20 more minutes, and we are calling it 25 minutes. We'll go. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Jeez, I can't believe I did that. I should have known. Okay. Oh well. Oh well. These will fit better. Imagine if you didn't have a manual in front of you. Yeah. And it even says right there, M518s and 2020 T-nuts. I always thought, now, I was always under the impression for some reason that when you tighten linear rails into the channel, you know what? I bet I don't have a, it doesn't matter. I don't need one of those alignment tools because the blocks themselves are acting as an alignment tool. I always was under the impression that when you tighten linear rails, you tighten from the middle out. And I guess as long as you have alignment blocks or some sort of alignment in place, it doesn't matter, because the RatRig manual on the vertical Z-axis here for the linear rail said to tighten from the bottom up. And the instructions on this one say that you tighten from the left to the right. So middle out is a myth, according to RatRig. That's how you learn. That's so right, Guy the Jedi. If I'd have just read, I didn't read the instructions. I said, I know what I'm doing here. Now we're just putting linear rails on. If I'd have actually took the time and read the instructions, I might have read 2020 T-nuts or hammerheads and said, oh, right, I got to get the smaller ones. But no, I had to go ahead and grab the first bag of nuts I saw and assume I knew what I was doing. That's all right. It's okay. If this doesn't teach people a lesson, nothing will. Here, you guys don't need this big close-up view like that. You can look at this and look around and snoop around the studio. Ask questions about anything you see. Unless it's illegal, don't ask questions about it. Slightly tighten the two ends just to position the rail properly and then go from the middle. Yeah. Love the job so much I do it twice. That's right, Guy. I will say the bigger nuts are easier to handle. Oh, there goes one of the screws. Good thing I'm doing every other hole now. These tiny, tiny, tiny hammerheads are, there we go. Can be a challenge for my fingers, my finners. And then go from the middle. Yeah, I heard a lot of people say they go from the middle. Okay, last two. Whew. What else am I going to realize I did wrong? Nothing. Nothing is going to happen. I was like, why are these not dropping into the rail? And then I was like, oh, you idiot. Okay. Okay. Let's put the rest of these. These are all spares. More spares. Spare 2020s and spare 3030s. Don't have many printers other than this one that use 3030 rails. So now they should all drop in beautifully now. Come on, if they all turn around the right way. We're down this way, and a couple on the end here. Don't be shy. It's very, very, there we go, very tight fit. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do is we're going to grab this because I'm just too lazy to turn these all by hand. So we're going to start from the left. We're going to let this. So basically the blocks are acting as an alignment tool because I can't even, I mean, I can wiggle it, but it all automatically aligns right up. So the blocks are my alignment tools. And they don't even mention using an alignment tool in the instructions here. No. Yeah. Oh, okay. I've got to redo one of those ends with a stopper block here. I just realized. Okay, fair enough. I'll do that in a minute. Okay. If you notice, I'm using my hand as a torque meter type thing. This driver has a lot of torque. So my hand is kind of my torque meter. That was 32 nanometers. I have no idea. Anyways, there we go. It's beefy, but it's got good torque to it. It's a lithium polymer, lithium ion battery. It's got great torque to it. We got the light on it. And it does a great job, and it's fast. So, okay, so we need to remove, so this is our left. Yeah, oh, this is the right. This is the left. So this is the side that we want to put the stopper on. I had the stopper out. Where did I put it? The block was right here. So this is the block. So I'm going to need to use a longer screw on this side. Okay. They say an M518. So let's see what I have. M536, M512, M545. I wonder, where is my I wonder, let's just check my kit here. They should have it. Oh, maybe it's this one. Let's see. I have this marked as a 20, but that means nothing. It says it's a 20, but I wonder if that's an 18. I don't want to use the 20 if I need it somewhere else. M518. I'll just see if I have one in here. Be careful with that. M516, M530, M514. Is this a 14? I'll have to use that 20 if I need it, and I'll just figure something else out. That is a 30. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll just steal this 20 because I don't see an 18 here. Yeah, I don't have an M518 here, so I'm going to steal this 20 for now. Hopefully it's going to be fine. We'll know if it bottoms out or not. Okay, so we'll put this part in here. And this is basically an end stop block. Is that an M5 or an M6? Oh, that's an M6. That's not even an M5. That's an M6. Why do I have that in my M5 bag? Well, that's not going to tell me, but that's an M6. Okay. Yeah. So definitely not going to work with that one. I need an M5. There's my 36s. I'm just wondering if I threw it in with a miscellaneous bag, if there was only one of them. M612. Well then, not in there. You're working on the same part. I'm trying to find an M520 for the end stop bolt on here, David. And you think I can find an M520? Oh, I would assume it came off the old build, but I can't find an M520. I found an M520, M518. Sorry, I found an M520, an M620, but doesn't mean it's not here. Let me just see. There's all my other old parts, and there's no bolts in there. Interesting. Yeah, I agree with you there, Dave. You can always print smaller on a bigger printer. I've done a benchy on this thing, so it's kind of funny to see a benchy on there. Where is my M520 or M518? Okay, well, we're going to have to compromise again then, I suppose, if I can't find that bolt. M512, M536, M510. And it's obviously, I do not want to peek into my Eva hardware pack. I don't think Eva uses M5s at all. No, she doesn't. Okay. Well, let's see what I've got. Let's see what I can do to compromise or to see if I can make something work here. Go with bigger and longer and use a spacer. Yes, it's actually, there's an M516 with a cap head or or whatever head. There's an M510. Let's see if this the 16 is not going to be long enough though. No. Or is it? Hang on. Well, that might. Let's just see. This seems like it might work, but not with that wrench. It'll be the pink wrench. Let's just see if this will reach. That does reach. There we go. M516 works just fine. It's got at least 4 or 5. Oh yeah, 4 or 5 threads of bite. There we go. That'll work. And all that's doing is holding in this end stop. So there we go. There's where we're putting that, just like that. I like the brown and the black. 22 or 24. I think this is a 16 I put in there. Although that seems longer than a 16. I swear my measuring, let's see. No, that's a 16 and it fit and it worked. I'm not worried about this coming loose on the end because that is tighter than a whatever. The other thing I found, David, too, was with these new blocks, I actually had to put these 2 bolts through, put the plate on first, then put these 2 bolts through the plate. Whereas on their build, they talk about these bolts don't show up because they're hidden underneath. But on this rebuilt block, they come out underneath here, which to me, I think just makes it even that much stronger. So. Oh, they're easy to assemble, yeah. But you've got to, as I say, you see how these old blocks here. See how the old blocks have the have that cutout for putting your bolts in. So number one, you can't use what size bolts were supposed to go in there. You can't use the bolts that were supposed to go in there to hold those T-nuts in, because these blocks don't have that recessed. These blocks don't have that recess thing on the back here. They're solid. So you've got to put these plates on first for your linear rails and get longer bolts. Oh, sorry. And get longer bolts and put them through this plate and put them on. So, yeah. But as I say, I think it's going to make it stronger. So why he didn't do this, I'm not sure. Other than he just wanted to make it a little beefier on the end or something like that. Because yeah, because really it was just these two holding that plate on with the M5 nylock nuts. So yeah. Okay, well, we have this together. That is our left side. That is our right side. And I believe the next step is this going to be, okay, we've got that done. Yeah, we're not worrying about damaging printed parts because I didn't damage them. So we got these plates. Yeah, so this step here happened way sooner because these go on there like this, but we have those two bolts sticking out. So we had to put those bolts in after. So that's what you're going to have to look for. Now we go in and we use our M3x8 cap head screws and secure the gantry to the frame. Oh, a lot less parts on the idlers. Yeah, like look at that. It's your flange bearings, your flat bearing, your flange bearings, and two spacers. That's it. Much better. So yeah. Okay, so we need our M3/8s cap heads. Did they give me new M3/8 cap heads? They did 12. I got lots of M3/8s. I'll just use these new ones that they gave us in the kit. I don't know if they're for something else, but if they are, not a big deal. Well, there's the M3/8s right here anyways. Use the ones I took out. Okay, so let's see if I go like this. I'm going to need 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And these, I believe, are they blue? Are these my blue hex key? They are my blue hex key. They are 3.5 millimeter. 2.5 millimeter, sorry. Okay, so for this will be the last part I do. Then I got to get ready because we're going out on a venture this afternoon. Yay! I'm excited to get out of the house. So for this one, this is where we're going to attach these up here. That's nothing exciting to see, but so we have the left goes on that side and the right goes over here. So what I'm going to try to do is put one on each side so I'm not stressing it and dangling it. So let's just go ahead and get one going here. Right there. Okay, there's the one, and I don't want to put stress on this, so I'm going to swing this over like this. There we go. We're going to get at least one of these secured before I let go. And we're not fitting, or are we? Hang on, or is it just me being blind? I may have to loosen the rail. Yeah. So I think I'm going to have to, oh, we're not quite fitting. So I'm going to have to loosen this off. Oh, that's a shame. We're off by just, or is it just because this is crooked? Hang on. No. There we go. Just because I only had one on the other side. There we go. I only had one on the other side, and I was at a really weird angle, and we had a little twist going. Okay, we'll get these on. Okay. Come on. There we go. Okay, and we'll swing it around. Get the last 3 on. And for some reason, they gave me in the upgrade kit new plates here, and I thought they looked exactly the same as the old ones, but obviously maybe they're thicker. I don't know. Or something, but for some reason they replaced those plates. Okay, well, let's see. There's a little bit of binding on this end. So what I'm probably going to have to do is I'll probably end up loosening off these other rails, and although it's not bad, it's actually, I wouldn't even call it binding. I'll loosen something off and see if I can't. I think maybe it's a little bit, maybe I'm being too fussy. It's level. No, it's not quite level there. It's about a 0.5 millimeter out on this side. And up here, we're fine up here. So it just doesn't feel as smooth as I'd like it to be right now. So I think I'm either going to loosen off our screws here to see if this will spread. I think what I need to do is I need to spread that just a little bit. But we'll work on that after. It's not bad. It's not bad. I don't think that overhead camera is going to show much on this. No. So it's not binding anywhere per se, but it's not as smooth as I'd like to see it. The new plates are slightly different. Okay. Yeah, and I think I'm going to loosen those parts, David, and probably slightly adjust it. It's not binding, but it's not as smooth as I want it. So I'm going to loosen up the parts on this. That way, this will allow me to have a little bit of, probably just to separate it a bit and make it smoother. I have a feeling it's pulling a bit, is what it's doing, but that's okay. I will fix those parts after. Actually, let's have a look right now. I hear the shower running, so we're not quite ready to go yet. So let's go ahead and let's see if I can't get this unbound a little bit. Ouch. See, I just hit my head on my light up here. Let's have a look here. Let's loosen this. Wrong one. Not a big deal. This is easy. This is an easy fix. And then we will loosen off this part. Oh no, I don't need to loosen that part. What am I doing? All I need to do is loosen these bottom two. These two. Okay. And this one, there we go. And we'll go ahead and we'll do the same over here. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just loosening the T-nuts. There we go. And kind of letting it settle into place. I feel it's much better already. So hang on a sec here. We'll loosen that off. And then we'll loosen this bottom one off here. There we go now. Oh my goodness, yeah, look, like, whoa. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. Much better. So we'll come up front. We're even. Now we'll snug them up. So there you go. Keep those loose until you get the gantry all put together. And then snug them up. Okay, hang on one sec. I got to take this call. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Okay, we got it to work. I got to tighten these up. I got to run upstairs and help Maria out. We're leaving in about 10 minutes to go out. So, yeah. Guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon. We'll continue this, but we got this figured out. This is going smooth now. I just have to tighten those up. So, Thanks everybody for watching. We'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.